Professional hands. Hi, everybody.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Sunday Connections, where we talk about all different manner of ways to connect with spirit. And we have the wonderful and fantastic SunPsychic Jean with us today. Thank you, Jean, for being here. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me on, Kelly. I really am very happy to spend time with you again. We were just together on Friday night and we had an amazing show together, and I'm very much looking forward to spending some more quality time with you.
Well, you're very sweet. Um, I thank you because it's Mother's Day. And so I appreciate you taking the time on Mother's Day to be here. So, I want to say happy Mother's Day to everyone who is being celebrated today. No matter how they fall into the mother category, it is important to me because my mom is not here that people spoil their moms and the fur baby moms and the stepmoms and the people that they identify as a second mom or whatever the case may be. I hope that everybody gets spoiled rotten today because, as my mother used to say, every day should be Mother's Day. So
Aw, did she say that?
every every
She's smart.
oh
She's
yeah,
a smart mom.
yeah, that was her thing. So hi to everyone in the chat. Hi Ron. Hi Miss Candy. Hi Manasa.
I
Who?
think Ron is stalking me. No, I'm kidding. He's following me from show to show.
There
Hi,
you go.
Ron.
Hi Vivian. Hi everybody. Thank you for being here. Happy Mother's Day to everyone. Happy Sunday to everybody. So I thought we would start off. Well, actually, I can't take the credit for this idea. This was Jean's idea, and I love it. So Jean said, "Why don't we tell a funny story about our mom, or just a cute, endearing story?" And I would love, Jean would love too, I'm sure, to hear everyone else's sort of story if you can fit it into 200 characters in the chat, if you feel like sharing. So go ahead, Jean, and tell us your wonderful story about your mama.
Yeah, I just would like to shout out to my mom and say Happy Mother's Day. And she is an amazing force. She is sort of like perpetually 16 years old. She likes to
I
have
love it.
fun. She likes to party. She likes to go out. She likes to dance. She's very, very energetic, and she's a spitfire, and she is just unstoppable. She's amazing energy and runs circles around me for sure. So her and I are very close and very friendly and almost like sisters. We
Mhm.
lived together for a long time as when I was a young adult, and our relationship really just blossomed from there. Sort of changed from mother daughter, sort of to adult adult. It was really beautiful. And my mother is still here in this world. She's just a few states away, and I will see her next weekend. And what I wanted to do is just tell you a really funny story about my mom. And it's one of these stories that every time you tell it, you laugh. So hopefully it comes across funny because I'm not the best storyteller. But so my mom is a my parents were divorced back when I was 12. So my mom was a single mom, and she would do everything. She would, take care of the garage, take care of the driveway, take care of the basement, take care of the plumbing. I mean, she would do it all. There
Right.
was nothing that she couldn't do. She was very, very self-sufficient, very strong, independent woman. And she went to a garden center to try and find like the fencing around your lawn,
Yeah,
around
like the
your
edging,
garden. Yeah,
the
around your
edging stuff.
garden.
I like
The
that.
edging. And she went to the garden center, and you know how you have to walk through the store and then you go through the big garage door opening and then you're outside and it's all fenced in so the birds don't get in and stuff. So she's out there in the garden center area, and she's looking around for this fencing, looking around for this fencing. She sees stones, she sees plants and planters, and she's looking around. And then she hears the somebody come over the loudspeaker and they say, "Can I help you?" And she says, my mom's Southern, "I'm looking for the fence for around my garden and I can't find," and she's telling them what she wants, right? So she sees other people in the garden center kind of like staring at her. And she's like, "What? Like, were they first or was I first?" So then she would like wait and wait and wait, and nothing would happen. So she would just keep looking around. And then she would hear, "May I help you?" And she's like, "Well, yes, I was just trying to find the fence for around my garden." And she said people started walking away from her and going, just walking away from her and getting far away from her. And she couldn't understand why this person on a loudspeaker that she was talking to would not answer her, tell her. She thought, well, maybe they're sending somebody down to help me and look around. And here she finally, they said, "May I help you?" And then she's like, "What in the world is going on?" And then the next thing she heard is, "Do you want fries with that?" And here she heard an echo from the drive-through that was across the parking lot from the uh, center that she was in, the garden center, and it was echoing through this caged outdoor area. And she kept answering. And she was like, "I can't believe it." She came home and told us. We were laughing so hard. And this
I
is
love that.
something that I will laugh about for the rest of my life. I
Right.
mean, she just did not know. And for somebody to say, "Do you want fries with that?" For her to finally realize that it was the.
Well, she should have been thanking the people asking for the fries. Otherwise, she might have been there a bit longer. Right. I love that. Um, thank you for sharing that, Jean. That's lovely. I want to say hello again to new people that are showing up. We are going to take some questions. But if you happen to have an endearing or a funny story that you would like to share about your mom, while Jean and I are telling our little stories here, please feel free to pop it in the chat. That would be lovely, so we could all get to know each other's moms and have a few laughs.
Or just tell us a little bit about your mom, the way I was saying, yeah,
Absolutely.
how independent and what a spitfire she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I have, because I'm old as dirt, so I got a lifetime of stories, right? And there isn't one in particular that stands out, but I will say this: my mom was just like your mom. My mom was a force. She was strong and she was very intelligent. She was beautiful. She was fiercely independent, almost too much so. I don't know if y'all can see it. My cat is losing her ever-loving mind in between the drapes and the patio door. She's meowing. I don't know what she's doing. But anyway, moving on. Manasa, put your grandmother's first name in there, love, and then I'll start that for you. So I'm just going to tell you a few quirky things about my mom that she used to do. So she used to mispronounce words all the time, which we thought, like, because she never really made mistakes or messed up, when she did, we were like on it. You know what I mean?
Oh.
We would let her like we wouldn't like, oh, we would be like, "Mom, like you said that wrong." Like she used to call Oprah Opal. Be like, "Mom, it's Oprah." Right. Every year on her birthday, and I don't know why, but my mom felt it important, necessary, or just, I don't know what it was, just maybe a release of a, bad experience. I'm not sure what it was, but she would tell us the story of our birth.
Oh no.
And it's cute and endearing for so long, and then it's not so fun anymore. When you're like 35, you don't, like, okay, we get it, we've heard this before. But you'd be like, "I almost lost you," or my sister, "The umbilical cord was wrapped around your neck, it was close." And we're like, "Okay, Mom, you don't want to hear that when you're making a wish and blowing out your candles." Do you know what I mean? It seems counterproductive to the moment. But so she would do that, and so we remember that. There was a particular way that my mother said hello. So when she phoned, she would always say, "Hi, sweetheart." She would say, "Good night, sweetheart. How are you, sweetheart?" And there was a way that she says sweetheart that apparently I say the same way as my mom, which I don't know that I do that. But my nieces, when I call them, I say, "Oh, hi, sweetheart." And the way that I say it reminds them of Nanny. So that's very special to me. And my mom was a fierce gardener. And we used to spend an awful lot of time in the gardening center. She had this like mound of garden, shall we call it, in her property, and she called it Boot Hill. And my mom was, I don't know if it's like anal or OCD. Like, I don't know if that is proper to call her that, but like for her garden, she had the map. There was a map. There was all the tags from every plant she ever bought was in a little baggie, all stored up, and all the names. And I mean, her linen closet was all the exact same way, all the color coded. And I mean, and God help you if you didn't fold that towel right, because you were being called to the closet, the door would be open, and she would just point. You'd be like, "Yep, got it." So it's just really funny things like that. And one of the things I think is really interesting about my mom, and I'm sure other people have the similar experience. My mom was very businesslike, and she was the same person to us. But she wasn't, if that makes sense. And so we would call her at work when we came home from school, because, you check in, and she would be like, "Okay, thank you so much." And we'd be like, "Someone's in your office, right?" She'd be like, "Yes, yes." Right? And so we would try to keep her on the phone as long as possible, right? And she would get all business with us. And if my mom got mad, which didn't happen very often, and everyone in the family loves this right now, we still talk about it. My mother would literally say, "If you press my buttons, I'm gonna go savage." But they're like totally straight face, no emotion, and we'd be like, right. My mom's favorite word was believe. And as everyone knows, I've got believe all around my house. And, she was just a really, really lovely lady. And she had this really bright light within her that made everyone feel comfortable. So she became that person that people would go to for, help or comfort or just to have fun. And I really appreciated that about my mom, because she taught my sister and I how to be those kind of women, you know what I mean? The people that care. And so I appreciate that. That's probably the best gift that she gave us, was she taught us that at a very young age. So I see lots of lovely comments in the chat. Let us read some about some mamas. Hi, Clarence.
Nice. Hi, everybody. Clarence and Juno and Mama Bear.
Yeah. So Juno says, "That's so funny, Jean. Thank you for sharing your story." Clarence says, "My mom is strong and enduring. She is the best. Love her very much." I love that, Clarence. Beautiful. Taro Living with Manasa says, "My mom is very independent at 86 years old. She gets around by herself on public transportation. She is creative, spiritual, and a powerful woman of prayer." I love that.
Wow. Good for her.
Absolutely. I love it. So thank you everyone for being here. We're gonna take some questions and get some messages for you. We're gonna try, right, Jean?
Absolutely. Yeah. I was on
I
earlier.
forgot to share a story. This is hysterical. My mom always wanted to take her mom out on Mother's Day, and we would go to the racetrack. And
what kind of a horse racetrack or a car racetrack?
Yes. No, horse.
Okay.
And so we would sit in the big dining room, because it was like Mother's Day brunch or whatever. And I was the one who was running back and forth to the wicket. So I know all about horse racing only because of that. It was running back and forth. They were like, by the end of the day, they were like, "Hey, how's it going?" Like, they were smashed. And it was like, this is not like, this is your celebration with your mom, and I'm doing all the work. You know what I mean? It was so
Oh,
funny.
I
Yeah.
hear you. I hear you. So was it like the Kentucky Derby or something?
Um, it was a special Mother's Day race that they would have at the racetrack,
Oh,
right? And they would put on this big brunch, and like it just like kind of the Kentucky Derby idea, so that you could get dressed up and put your best hat on and all that kind of fun stuff. Yeah,
a
it was
spring
cool.
event
Yeah,
for women and moms.
yeah,
That's really very special.
yeah.
That's really nice.
And
But
of
you
course, if you
would run
won,
back and forth to the what?
to the window to make the bets and place the bets. Yeah. And then, yeah, I was the one who was doing all the work. And sometimes my Nana would say to me, "Can you go check that horse out for me?" And I'm like, "Okay." Like, honestly, I probably lost 5 pounds that day. I was running back and forth so much. And it's a huge place.
So you had to go down to the horses and check the horse too?
Yeah. Well, I think they were just trying to get rid of us just so that they could just finish it and
Oh,
have their
mid
moment. But
juleps. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I see. I see.
I'm not really making my mom sound like a really nice little person. Take your kid to the racetrack and make her run around while you get boxed. That's
It was a
lovely.
it was a different day and age. It certainly was. It certainly was. That's it's really
I just
funny.
love that.
That's sounds like a beautiful day though.
Yeah. Anna Banana says you would never know by looking at her, but my mom was a biker chick. Loved listening to her stories.
Oh,
Um,
that's
I love that. Rhonda says my mom don't take no shit. My dad's mom is 4'3", and at her 80th birthday, she's small, but she can curse like a sailor. Lovely.
oh my gosh. My gosh. Actually my mother-in-law used to like to curse too. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Vivian says my mother is a strong, petite woman, had me when she was only 17 and my sister when she was 22. She raised us as a single mom, always worked, and went to college to become a teacher. Wow.
Wow. That's incredible. That's one strong woman.
I love
Wow.
that. And Juno says, love hearing about your mom, Kelly, and that she was unique. Well-behaved women rarely make it into history.
Oh,
Very sweet,
that's
Juno.
true.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well-behaved women. That's true. That
Yeah.
is true.
Well, it's funny that I just literally thought of something about my grandmother when Rhonda said that her grandmother, or that her mom cursed like a sailor, which is not great. It's not a great opening when I'm going to talk about my grandmother. My grandmother, an amazing woman. She was when she was 2 years old, her parents got divorced. Back in the day, that was like in 1915, that was unheard of. And they were Catholic, so that was totally a boo-boo. And so her and her older sister got put into a French-speaking convent.
Oh
And
my.
she stayed there from the time she was 2 until the time she was 9. She came out not speaking any English whatsoever, and her mother had remarried an English man. And when I say English, I mean from Britain. And her and her sister moved in there, and they had to lose their Catholic faith and learn to speak English. And so her life was completely different and changed forever. My grandmother, literally, this is how she would swear. She'd be like, "Oh, HE double hockey sticks." And you'd be like, "Okay, Nana," like, wow.
You really give it to them.
Yeah. And someone, I don't remember who it was, some friend of mine or something, maybe it was my ex-husband, I can't remember, but somebody said in front of her one day, "Oh, well, shit happens." And she, honestly, I thought she was going to like wet herself. She laughed so hard that at some
Oh.
points after that, she would literally say it, say it, just to make herself laugh, which is just hysterical to me. And my grandmother, I have to tell this story, and I hope the feds don't come for me. We used to go, we're Canadians, so, our dollar's not worth what the Americans are, and y'all have the greatest fashion in the world and the best prices. So we went, we did the Canadian trip, and we went to Buffalo, shop till you drop kind of thing. My mom and my Nana were like shoppers. The whole IKEA commercial, start the car. Yeah, they were right into that. So we go into Buffalo, we do all this shopping, and my grandmother literally comes out with like 3 different layers of clothes on. Like she's got 3 outfits on. My Nana, who's like 80 years old. And we're in the car, we're driving back, and my mom's like, no, just be cool, let me do the talking. Like we're total criminals, right? It's hysterical to me. And my sister's sitting in the back seat with me, and my sister's got the feather duster, how people have weird things in their car, right? She's got the feather duster that you would use to clean. She's singing the platters, right? In the back seat. My Nana's got the can of the cheese, because you all have the cheese there. We don't have cheese in a can here. We think this is like some kind of novelty. And there she is in the car as we're ready to cross the border going with the cheese in her mouth. And we're like, Nana. Because she was very prim and proper. Like my Nana should have been a Southern belle. Like she was very prim and proper, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So when she would let her hair down like that, it's like, look at you. You're eating cheese out of a can and you are confiscating these fashion items across the border.
Oh my gosh.
Love it.
That is so wonderful. They just throw caution to the wind and live it up,
Yeah. Thank you, Vivian. She's like, for entertainment purposes only, you do that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have some wonderful questions in the chat. I'm going to go back up here and grab some, and we will try to do our best to get some lovely messages from our moms and our grandmothers and anybody else that we can get. Yeah. Isn't it fun remembering wonderful stories about your parent, your grandmother, your great aunties that always had a shoulder for you or whatever. It's just beautiful. I love thinking about these moments.
Absolutely.
Yes, Juno, that's where we were. We were on the Peace Bridge. 100%. We probably passed we probably passed each other. All right. Juno wants a message. Juno, can you type your grandmother's names in the chat for me, love, and then I'll star that. All right. So this is Manasseh's message here up on the screen. Mary Smith is her grandmother, and she would love to get a message from her grandmother.
It's very interesting. Nasa, I think we're long lost sisters because my mom is 86 and my grandmother's name is Mary Smith.
Wow.
So you're my long lost sister.
Love it. You're right, Gino. We probably did shop in the same store. Would not have been funny.
Wow. Manasseh. All right. So does she want she wants a message from her grandmother. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. She says, nice to meet you, sister.
Aw.
I got you there, Vivian. Oh, Rhonda, that's a sin, love. Manasseh, Mary Smith. I'm going to mute myself while I shuffle up my cards here because I'm so loud.
She is showing me that she's a hard worker and that she had a lot to say. Sort of was like the talker, was not a quiet person, more of a talker, and had things to say about not about other people, but sort of like you do it this way and you don't do that, do this, and sort of like had her own opinion about how people should do things. Sort of like a director. She liked to be a director. She always wanted to be she always wanted you to know what her opinion or her vision of what you were doing looked like. She wanted she had a lot to say. Hmm. And she would let you know if you stepped out of line, and she would tell you about the lady down the street that stepped out of line. And she would tell you this so that you would learn not to step out of line. It was it's always a teaching moment. She was sharing her opinions to help you. She was doing it out of the goodness of her heart and to enlighten you and to open up your eyes to the world. And so that people wouldn't like snow you or pretend around you, that she could see right through them, and she would tell you, you see this woman, don't go around doing like that. She dresses up and wears that hat, but when she gets home she does this, this, and this. She wanted you to know the truth. She wanted you to see through the facade. But she was very, very astute. She learned. She was a people watcher too. But I see her talking a lot, teaching a lot, sharing a lot, clearing away the um, if people were pretentious and they would act one way, she would say, I can see right through that. You couldn't fool her. She was very sharp, very smart, and would tell you and talk to you. And she did. She's just talking, 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 talking. So I hope that makes sense to you, Manasa. And thank you very much for sharing that. That was very nice to tap into her energy. She seemed like a very wise woman. Oh, she said, yes, that's her, the boss.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got some really interesting cards here, Manasa, and just real quick, I just got this deck. It's called the Guardian Angel Messages Tarot. So I got the Ace of Earth, which is the Ace of Pentacles, and it's just the cutest image ever. I have to show it. It reminds me of the little boy off of the Jerry Maguire movie. It's just too adorable, right? And so someone who is abundant, someone who is always very resourceful, and someone who is always looking for an opportunity to improve, right? Then I got the High Priestess, which is someone who is all about their intuition, their connection. They're very wise and very sort of like, they're all about the heart center, if that makes sense. And then I've got the King of Air, which is someone who is very knowledgeable, someone who's very intellectual, great communicator, someone who is a truth seeker, and someone who is highly respected. Then I pulled from this deck here, which is, new decks, Energy and Spirit Oracle. And I got this lovely card of connections. And it talks about partnership, contracts, and commitment. And I sort of feel like this is like a connection to spirit. So I don't know if your grandmother had the same gifts as you do, Manasa, but I sort of feel like, I don't know, maybe she had them and she wasn't allowed to express that she had them, but I think she was totally connected. And then lastly, I pulled this card here, which is from the Animal Spirit deck, and I've got Kangaroo. And the message on it is courage. And I feel like your grandmother was a very courageous and brave type of woman. And I think the message for you is to continue to connect and have courage to stand in your truth. What's on the bottom of this card says you are being tested. Have faith and stand in your truth. So that's literally what I think the message from your grandmother is to you. So I hope that makes sense, love.
And I think that's true, because when she would talk about the lady down the street that wore the hat, and she would say, no, 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 don't let that fool you. She does this, this, and this. You couldn't snow her. You couldn't say it, get one over on her. She was very astute, but this is also her psychic sense too, Manasa. And that's what Kelly is saying there. And I didn't pick up on that until you went through the cards. So yeah. But she is a absolutely lovely energy and very, very strong. If you ever want to ask her questions and have a conversation, I think that she is willing to do that with you. She is willing to do that exchange. She still wants to give you the advice. She still wants to give you, and she probably does give you advice when you do.
Maybe that's what the connection card is, right? Maybe the partnership and the contract and the commitment is between you and her. I mean, literally, look at the picture. It's her. That's your grandmother's hand holding on to the power or the stone, and you are tapping it. Or maybe it's vice versa. I don't know. But that maybe that's literally what it is. And look, it's an 11. 9 plus 2 is 11. I love it. All about the 11. Yes, the gifts run in your family. Awesome. That's awesome. All right. So Juno would like to hear from either one of her grandmothers. So this is their names. I didn't put the whole question up because I didn't.
Sure.
I needed the
No
names.
problem. I can do it. Juno.
Oh, that's so lovely, Manasa. She says yes. She guides me and shows up when I need her. I love that. Manasa. I love your name, Manasa. I really do.
Juno, Ethel seems to be coming forward a little stronger than Julia. And Ethel seems to be very much, she's showing me a product of her era. And sort of like a 1950s woman with the purse, with the gloves, with the hat, with the, the outfit. She's also showing me that she wore an apron and would hang the clothes out on the line as well. Like she did a little bit of both, but she's saying that she mostly was at home. I don't know if she had a career, but she's not really showing me a career. She's showing me that she would be able to get dressed up and go out to either shopping or with her friends, and then she would come back and she would change her clothes and do the laundry and get her apron on. She's showing me both of these things, and she's saying this is what was expected in the era that she grew up in, the 50s. She's just showing me the 50s, sort of, and I'm seeing the clothing and the styles of the 50s, like sort of like in her heyday or in her youth. What's the message for Juno? Whoop. She's saying that as I did what was expected of a woman in my time, so shall you. We are affected by the times that were in our life. I mean, it sounds very simple. She's just saying the world around you creates molds you and affects you, and this is something that you are contending with, and this is something that you work with, and you do the best you can with the circumstances that are surrounding you. So it molds you, and this is to live your life through these parameters. And that's all that's asked of you, is just to do the best you can with what you have to work with. And that's what she did. She did the best she could with what she had to work with. She said in the 50s, a woman had to do it, didn't have a career or drive herself, or, she would only be able to get dressed up on holidays or on certain special occasions, but she would be hanging clothes and doing cooking and wearing an apron other times. She said, I didn't have any other options. This was my life. This was what was expected. And she's saying, it's okay. It's okay. This is why we're here on earth at this point in time, because this is our challenge at this time. And your challenge is you being here on earth at this time. It's okay. Don't try and change it. Work with what you've got.
That
That's
was
from Ethel.
wonderful. That was wonderful. Gino said that Julia only spoke Polish.
Hmm.
And Manasa said that we were both on target. So thank you for the feedback. It's always greatly appreciated. I don't know which grandmother, obviously, from the cards is sending this message to you, Juno. But we're going to go with Ethel, right? Is who Jean communicated with, because everything Jean's saying, I'm like nodding my head, going, "Yep, yep, yep. That's what I got." So the first card that I got is from Archangel Raziel. I'm sure I didn't pronounce that correctly, but there we go. Look at that gorgeous photo. Or the image. It's just beautiful. And it's about wisdom, inspiration, and the Akashic records. So the Akashic records are your ancestors. So that would be your grandmother, Ethel. We've got wisdom and inspiration. And then I pulled from the Sacred Traveler Oracle deck, and I got two cards fell out. So the first one I got was Vast Vistas, expanding your horizons, right? And I know that you're doing that, Juno, so that may not be, wow, look at what Kelly pulled, like I just tapped into something. I know that you're constantly working on yourself and constantly trying to expand, which is wonderful. But this is beautiful. Answering the call. The time is now. Oh my God, Gino just said I'm studying how to read the Akashic records.
Well, good for you.
And then I've got acceptance. And I sort of feel like that's exactly what Ethel was trying to get across, right? So this message here, Juno says, there is nothing about you that you need to fix. Reclaim the disowned parts of you that yearn for love and acceptance. I'm going to cry. You are beautiful just as you are, regardless of any faults you may perceive you have. You are an eternally radiant being of light. Accept all that you are and just be you. When you truly accept yourself, your whole world will magically and lovingly transform.
That's true. She said, work with what you've got. Work with the circumstances. These are the circumstances you're dealt with, and work with them. And that's what she did. It's amazing.
Beautiful. Total chills. Sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to make you cry. Sorry, Juno. I'm fighting it myself, love. And I'm proud of you for working on the Akashic records. That's awesome. All right. So next up we have Vivian. So message from my grandmother, Lords, please. My mother's mother.
All right, Vivian.
I'm going to mute myself while I shuffle here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to read Juno's comment while Jean's starting to tap in. I traded for a Bernina sewing machine. The booklet was still with it. It was the same exact model and year as my mother's, and the name in the book was the same as my grandmother's.
Oh,
that's amazing, Juno. Love that. Thank you for sharing that.
I'm seeing a very pleasant, smiling face, almost with round cheeks and squinty eyes. But a very pleasant face. And She's showing me something that appears to be like a candle opera. Um, I don't know if it's like a menorah or something that she would have that she would light candles on. Um, Maybe it was, I mean, there used to be like a thing, like a five-piece candelabra. I'm not sure if this is something that she would be very proud of, or if she had, or if she acquired. I'm not sure why she's showing me this. If it's an heirloom. She's showing me the light. She's holding onto this uh, piece and showing me the light, showing me the candles burning. And the whole time she's just smiling and her eyes are squinty and she's got like a rounder cheek right here when she's kind of smiling. Um, what's the message that you have for Vivian? She's saying just to follow the light, that uh, shine your light, follow the light, and she'll show you the way. She's showing you the way that the path will be lit for you. She's just she has this light in her hand and she's so happy. She's so happy. She's not really talking to me in words. She's just giving me like an emotion, and she's saying like this is the light. This is the light.
Holy cow. That is so good, Jean. Sorry. And Juno just put in the chat. Vivian, I pulled card number 49, which is the rabbit spirit. Now is a lucky time of tremendous possibility. You are being invited into a new life that you have no experience with. Have no fear. And literally, that's what's in my card. So literally, I think that your grandmother Lourdes is lighting a new path for you. She's standing there holding the light up and saying, honey, follow me. I'm going to help you. I was so going to cry. I'm not going to make it through the show without crying, friends.
But these
This
are
is
good.
Just beautiful.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you were like, she's just standing there holding the light. And I'm like, there it is right there, right? Beautiful. I'm going to
She's
read
not
this
really
card.
conversing too much with me.
Yeah.
It's more,
Just
but
making
she
you feel
was
it.
so happy and she just kept showing me this light.
I
So
love that. That's so pretty. This is what I've got for you, Vivian. So I will try to speak slowly so that you can get all of this. And if you want, Vivian, you can email me and I'll take a picture of this and send it to you if you want. So, dearest you, because I know it's a big message to sort of retain, right? Dearest you, we have something exciting to share with you. You are a manifesting master, and you don't even know it. There will always be enough of everything that you need in your life: money, opportunities, love, kindness. So whatever you're asking guidance about, have faith and be open in the many ways in which you will experience prosperity. Spirit is the source of your supply. The universe is always reflecting back to you what you believe. So whenever you fall into insecurity, you will be shown an illusion as if your fear were real. But the truth is that the universe is abundant. You are and always have been enough, and abundance is your natural state. If you can imagine something consistently as truth, you can and will create it. You are so on the right path now.
wow.
Keep believing. Then the seeing happens, loving you more and more every day.
Wow.
That was
That's
awesome.
really good. What deck is that?
This is Postcards from Spirit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a really good deck. That's a really good
Well,
deck.
wrecking the whole place to show the box. Yep. Yeah. Hi, Terry Lee. How are you? Happy Mother's Day.
Pure visionary psychic mediums in the house. Woo woo.
Vivian, if you want that card, love, just send me an email. I have put it off to the side there for you.
Aw.
All right. So this is from Rhonda. Rhonda's, can I get a message card, please? I'm the only grandchild that cooks her recipes. Her daughter can't cook. So this is her grandmother, and I'm going to go up and see if she's written in here her name. I'm pretty sure she did. And let me just try to find it quickly. Sorry. Rhonda. Her grandmother, I believe, has dementia. Yeah, Rhonda, just if you could just put your grandma's first name in the chat for me, love.
So her grandmother is in this world still? Her grandmother or her mother has dementia?
This is her grandmother that has dementia, I believe. Rhonda, just stick her first name in there for us in the chat, love, and we'll try to. Bernice is her first name.
And she's here in this world. So I need to know to connect to her psychically.
Yeah, she's in this world. She has dementia, though.
So I'm just getting from Bernice that I'm trying to understand what she's telling me about how she's feeling and thinking. She's saying that it was a soul contract that she would have this she's saying a change of identity at the end of her life, that she was one identity most of her life and then she changed her identity, and it was a relief, a release, a lightening of burdens, a relief of worries and concerns and responsibility. And she's saying that her soul is consistent and between both identities. She's saying you can feel her soul. Her soul is the same soul that had one identity and now has another identity.
Rhonda says that she was the rock in our family.
She's saying that that you know her, that you can you know her soul, you know her heart, and that you can feel her energy. And this energy is the same no matter what her identity is. And she's saying, think of it as like a baby and a child, like when she's just reversing the other way. She's moving into an infancy and a no responsibility, no very little communication, and and no burdens, no worries, no concerns. She's saying that she's moving back into this like infancy in her identity, but she's still the same soul, just like this, the infant is still the same soul. And then when they become an adult, they have responsibility and they have identity and they have personality and more than they did when they were an infant, but they were still the same soul. And she's just asking you to try and take a look at this and maybe keep it in perspective as if she's an infant again, and or if she's her identity has changed. She's saying, but her soul is always the same throughout. And her soul recognizes your soul if you go and visit her, if you do see her, or if you talk to her. She says, on a soul level, she does recognize you, whether or not she does verbally. I'm asking her about the meals that you prepare. And she said that she intentionally left those recipes for you. She said that it was her intention that it would be handed down through the family, and that you honor her every time you do make one of her recipes, that this was her intention and this was her gift. And that her soul is aware of this, and it makes her very happy. It's interesting that she changed identities.
It's actually not. I'm trying really hard not to cry. So Rhonda, this is what I got. I held it up to the screen when you were talking. I got freedom. So the two identities might be the dementia, right? How she was before the dementia, and who people feel she is after, like with the dementia, right? Because she doesn't know who she is and she doesn't recognize others. So that made total sense to me when you said that. And then I got this freedom card. She wants to be free. And I hope this doesn't upset you. I've never done this before. I've never picked up a card and not wanted to show it. But it says moving on and letting go. And I think that your grandmother is just sort of like upset about being stuck in that, right? I also, interestingly enough, got the same card that I got for Manasa, which was the wisdom and the intuition and the Akashic, for Juno, for the Akashic records. So I've got really, really interesting cards. And if you listen to what Jean said, and then you listen to this, it's like Jean got a message from your grandma, and I'm getting this for you. So, oh, she's tired. Yeah. So I've got here, Rhonda, you've got the power within you. Got the power within you. We've got the antelope, which is about new pathways. Consider whether you are happy on your current path. Then we've got taking shelter. The answers are within you. Going back to, that you have the power within you to find those answers. And the last card I got was gratitude. And I'll read that. So thank you. This is a heartfelt thanks to you from someone you recently helped in some way. I, your guardian angel, also wish to thank you for the unconditional love that you emanate. I'm telling you, friends, I'm not going to make it. Woohoo! It's really hard to read when your eyes are tearing up, just saying. The unconditional love that you emanate to the earth, humanity, and those around you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are eternally blessed. May peace, grace, and love forever guide you along your sacred path. So you have two messages about a sacred path. You also have this little lantern lighting up your path, reminding you to stand in your own power to find all the answers that you need. And I can't think of a better message from a grandma. So, and now I'm going to burst into tears. It's so beautiful.
Aw, she says she feels it. Aw.
Oh, Rhonda, God bless you. Okay, so does we have room for one more question if anyone can put it in there. And I love what you pulled, Juno. She pulled card number 17, which is Crow Spirit. So co-create with spirit, feel the excitement and wonder of being in harmony with something much larger than yourself. Dreams come true. So all around what we were saying, which is lovely. Thank you, Juno.
Well, Kelly, I think it's interesting because everybody's grandmother or everybody's loved one who they asked to bring through is just a little bit different. And some of them were very communicating with me on a, rapid level. And the other one that was just holding the lantern and smiling, I was trying to feel what she was trying to convey. The message didn't quite come through as clearly as what I had hoped. So
Right.
everybody's loved one communicates on a different level, and it's interesting to see. And that thank you very much, Rhonda, for asking that question and allowing me to tap into your grandmother who's here on a psychic level. I've never actually done that with someone that had dementia, and that was a learning opportunity for me. So I just want to thank each and every person who asked a question and allowed me to tap into their family and get to know their family, whether or not the message came through very clearly or whether it was cryptic. It's still a connection with their soul.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I do apologize, C. Douglas. I did miss your question. I do apologize, but I've got it up there on the screen now. So sorry. So happy Mother's Day to all the moms here. Would love to hear from my mom, Connie, if you have time. Thanks a bunch. You're welcome, Rhonda. I'm not speaking for Jean. I'm speaking for myself, but I'm pretty sure that Jean feels the same way. I mean, she just said so. As difficult as it is for me to sit here and channel messages, and talk about Mother's Day, and I don't want to cry, but like if my mom was here, I know what I would be doing. So I want you all to feel that love, right? So that's why we're doing this today. All right,
And
let's
every
get a
day is
message for
Mother's
Connie.
Day, Kelly. Every
Yes,
day is
every
Mother's
day
Day
is Mother's
after
Day.
all.
That's right.
That's true. Every day. Every day, for sure. Okay, Connie, let's see if we can get a message from Connie for C. Douglas.
Connie. What does Connie want? Sorry, I'm talking as if I muted. I haven't muted yet. Sorry. I'm so new. What can I tell you? It's been a long week.
She's telling me that you are very similar to her. Not the mirror image, but she's just saying that you have a lot of her traits. Obviously, you're her daughter, or maybe her child. I'm assuming you're her daughter, but she's saying that you have a lot of her traits. You have a lot of her mannerisms. You have a lot of her coloring, her look, her um, um and this brings joy to her heart. And that you represent her well. So as she raised you and instilled her thoughts, beliefs, and education, and her philosophies on life and living, you personify that for her. And she's just very proud of you that you carried on the legacy of her philosophies, of her beliefs, of her teachings to you that she handed down, and that you represent her well, and that she's proud to have you as her child. Let me see if I can get something else from Connie. Hmm. She's just saying to be kind to yourself, to just because she is not there in this world doesn't mean she's not there in spirit. That to be kind to yourself and to treat yourself well. She would never let anybody treat you or say anything terrible to you. So be kind to yourself and treat yourself well, um, and give yourself a break. Let yourself off the hook. Take a day off. Um, go out and have some fun. Smell the roses. She's just wants you. She's showing me that you are very not task oriented, but you're very responsible. You have a lot of you you have a lot of responsibility, and she's saying just give yourself a break, give yourself a day off, and give yourself some time just to kick around and relax and not have to get everything done that you have on your list. She just wants you to be kind to yourself, and this would be a gift to her. This would be it. When you do this, you're giving her a gift. So I'm not sure if C. Douglas is male or female, but it's interesting that she was showing me that you have a lot of her traits.
I
Go
have
ahead.
such interesting cards. I was pulling cards the whole time that you were talking because I was like, this is like such a neat story that I'm unfolding. So I got basically everything that you got, Jean, with in regards to the responsibilities. So I pulled from the Rose Oracle, and this is a number 11, and you all know about how I feel about the number 11, and we've got the Scientist. And so the message for the Scientist is anything can help you find a solution if you are willing to let go of what you feel and even think and just stop, listen, and look. Don't fear the unknown, but also avoid overanalyzing. So I think that you are always thinking, right? How do I do this? What else do I have to do? That kind of idea. So they are suggesting in this card here to try a new way, gather additional information, experiment, and while you may not find the complete answer, exploration can often set you on the right direction. The meanings and the uses of this flower are creation, experimentation, discovery, and analysis. So someone who is very analytical, but someone who is also very creative. So maybe those two things, maybe you can, if you're feeling stuck in any kind of way, if you're having difficulty making a decision or knowing what to do, something along those lines, maybe you could try to express it in a creative way, rather than step by step thinking about it analytically, because it may come out and you don't even know that it's come out, if that makes sense, right? Maybe you could go out to the garden and sketch or something like that, and maybe it can flow easier that way for you. And it's tied to the astrological sign of Capricorn, just as a footnote. And then I got really, really interesting cards, so I'll try to go quick. So the first card I got, again, you got another number 1, which is mindfulness. So peaceful presence and quiet mind. So there's a lot of that quiet. You need to get quiet. You need to sort of go in and just give yourself that pause. I got from the Greenwich Oracle the potato, and that's about grounding. So again, taking that pause. And then I got the best card in the deck, which is the Ancient Oak Spirit, which is strength. So you have the strength. But in this particular card, the strength that it's referring to is the strength of the tree, the strength of the tree trunk, the strength of the tree's roots, which ties into the whole grounding idea, right? So I think the message here is just allow yourself to have, like take time to smell the flowers sort of idea, right? Have a little bit of quiet time for you. If you don't normally do that, that's, I think, the message from your mom. So I hope that you like that.
Yeah, that was really good. And the family tree, take the strength from the family tree and the guidance that they give you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, good point. That was lovely, Jean. Thank you so much. It's always such a pleasure to have you come and visit and spend this time with you. I so enjoy you. And, I say it all the time. And I probably shouldn't. But this particular day, and this may make me cry. Hi, Sharon Sipe. Hi, Hypnocity. Hi, Silver Star Priestess. On this particular day when it's Mother's Day, and again, this is another first for me, right? Able to think about my mom in a way that I wasn't able to think about her before. And it all started with the reading that you gave me. So thank you.
You're welcome.
For allowing me to have that kind of experience that I haven't had ever before. So
It is very serendipitous. Yes. And your mom is actually here, and she's making your computer a little wavy. She's coming through at this very moment. And
Mommy, stop.
Yeah. Absolutely, Cal. I feel that too. I feel a very strong connection to you. And I think that our souls were meant to meet on our paths. And you gave me an amazing gift. Your mother gave me an amazing gift. And it was very serendipitous. It was it was a collaboration. It was a group, a team effort for sure. And by you giving back and excelling and providing such a beautiful service for everybody, and so much love and so much caring and so much wisdom and tips and guidance, it's really a beautiful thing. And I'm just happy to call you friend.
Oh, thank you, Jean. You're so sweet. Well, my friend, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Now, do you have anything that you would like to tell anybody about, like what's coming up for you, where you're going to be?
Friday will be on Terry Lee's channel, Pure Visionary Psychic Medium, with Terry Suzuki, Terry Lee, and myself. We're going to have some fun on Friday night, Friday the 13th, this Friday.
Ooh, Friday the 13th.
It's just going to be a fun Friday.
I love it. I love it. Oh, thank you, Vivian. You're very kind. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for sharing your wonderful stories about your mom, your grandmothers. I so enjoyed it. There's nothing that makes me happier than to hear that other people have, these wonderful, wonderful memories and experiences. And I thank you so much for sharing them with us. So if you haven't already, talk to your mama, talk to your grandma, talk to your aunties, talk to the neighborhood moms, give them a hug, tell them how much you love them, blow them a kiss, let them know that you're thinking of them, and celebrate them, because we all deserve, all the moms deserve to be celebrated, especially today. But of course, every day is Mother's Day. Don't forget.
That's for sure.
I am everywhere. I don't. So basically, if you turn on YouTube, I'm somewhere. So Monday night, Circle of Friends. We have Nancy Jean's Garden coming to Circle of Friends Tarot. So we're going to take a walk in the garden. So that's lovely. On Tuesday, it's my day off that I'm aware of. Things can change on a dime. Who knows? I may be somewhere. And Wednesday, of course, I will be back for Achieving Wellness at 7 p.m. Eastern. Chrissy from Footprint Tarot is going to be our guest, and we're going to talk about the power of 11 and angel numbers and dive into that, which is always fascinating to me. So thank you, everybody, for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and we wish you many blessings.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for your questions. Thank you, Kelly. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.